night so cold, I've stumbled hard, I felt the toll, dust on my boots and tears on my face. But mercy whispers in this quiet place. The weary heart finds rest where grace outshines regret. A love so deep it won't forget, where grace outshines regret. I've carried burdens heavy as stone, tried to fix it all on my own. But here I stand with nothing left, and still I'm held in a soft caress. Oh, the chains they break when His hand takes the weary heart finds rest where grace outshines regret. A love so deep it won't forget, where grace outshines regret. The stars remind me of His light, even in the darkest night. Each failure's a step, not the end, and every scar's a path to mend. I knelt down by the river where the willow bows to pray. The water whispered questions I couldn't wash away. The sky was wide and empty, not a single sign above. But in the quiet aching, there stirred a deeper love. Love was working in the silence when the answers wouldn't show. Through the stillness and the shadows, grace began to grow. Every tear became a seed in the garden of His guidance. Oh, I see it now. Love was working in the silence.
Stood cold and hollow, the fields were dry as bone. I cried out in the evening, feeling lost and so alone.
But the sun rose soft and golden, turned the frost to morning dew. In the smallest quiet moments, His love was breaking through. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, just the steady word of a patient hand. Love was working in the silence when the answers would its own. The same hands that trembled in fear, gripped by shadows year after year, now find their strength in the light of grace, strumming chords of faith in this holy place. Oh, the same hands, the same hands, once too weak to even stand, now they rise, now they play, guided by love, they found the way. These fingers are once worn by the weight of doubt, now trace the lines of what life's about. They lift the weary, they mend the torn, touched by mercy, they've been reborn. Every string sings redemption's tune, echoing his promise under the moon. Oh, the same hands, the same hands, once too weak to even stand, now they rise, now they play, guided by love, they found a way. A carpenter's hands once held the nails, through his pain the love prevails. Now my hands, they play his song, proof that broken can still be alone. Oh, the same hands, the same hands, once too weak to even stand, now they rise, now they play, guided by love, they found the way. The dirt road wends through the valley low, where shadows linger and the cold winds blow. But a voice keeps calling, soft and plain, heaven's promise meets earth's pain. Oh, hallelujah, the light breaks through. Every tear he's making new. In the darkest night, his love remains. Heaven's promise meets earth's pain. A mother kneels by her child's small bed, praying When the cross feels heavy, the road too steep, He whispers peace my soul can keep. Through every sorrow, every strain, heaven's promise meets earth's pain. The plow cuts deep through the stubborn clay. Every furrow's a prayer, every tear's a way to turn the soil of sorrow to something strong. Every broken dream becomes the seed of a song. Oh, the seed of a song, it grows where we fall. In the shadow of loss, it hears His call. What we thought was the end, He knew all along. Every broken dream becomes the seed of a song. The winter wind howls, but the roots hold tight. Through the longest dark comes the morning light. A melody rises where pain belongs. Every broken dream becomes the seed of a song. And the rain will pour and the sun will shine. What's buried in sorrow will bloom in time. Oh, the seed of a song, it grows where we fall. In the shadow of loss, it hears His call. What we thought was the end, He knew all along. Every broken dream becomes the seed of a song. It's His hands that sow, it's His hands that reap. Every heartache we hold, He will gently keep. The garden of grace, where we all belong, is watered by tears and the seed of a song. The wind carries whispers through the pine, a melody of grace so soft, divine. Through every valley, every tear, a voice keeps calling, drawing near. Love reaches deeper, deeper than the hurt. Through the ashes, through the dirt, it calls the broken, mends the torn. In love's embrace, we're reborn. Shadows may linger, skies turn gray, but mercy's light will find its way. No wound too wide, no scar too deep. Love plants the seeds where sorrow weeds. Oh, reaches deeper, deeper than the hurt. Through the ashes, through the dirt, it calls the broken, mends the torn, in love's embrace we're reborn. Cradle of arms that keep us warm. It moves the mountains, it parts the sea. Love's the promise that sets us free. Wind tears shingles from the roof. The creek swells high, no sign of truth. Fields lie bare, the barns lean low. Life's storms hit hard, but still I know the cross still stands when everything falls. Through the wreckage and the crumbling walls, a beacon bright in the darkest lands. No matter what breaks, the cross still stands. The table's empty, prayers seem dry. The stars go quiet in a midnight sky. But in the hush, His promise stays, a light that guides through shadowed ways. It's more than wood, it's more than stone. It's the place I know I'm never alone. The cross still stands when everything falls. Through the wreckage and the crumbling walls, a beacon bright in the darkest lands. No matter what breaks, the cross still stands. Torn apart, hearts can mend through the grace He always sends. Though the earth may shake, the heavens cry, the cross will rise. It won't say goodbye. floorboards creak neath my boots. A hymn rides soft on the evening breeze. The barn light glows, casting truth through the hay and the whispering trees. Where the barn light glows and the Spirit flows, hearts find faith that burns so bright. Through the trials and the storms, we are held, we are warmed by His love in the still of the night. The wooden cross leans by the stall, its shadow long, its story clear. In this simple space I hear His call, a voice that wipes away all fear. Oh, the stars may dim, but His light won't fade. Where the barn light glows and the Spirit flows, hearts find faith that burns so bright. Through the trials and the storms, we are held, we are warmed by His love in the still of the night. Hay smells sweet like Bethlehem's birth. This humble barn feels heaven on earth. Each prayer I speak, He answers near. In the glow I know He's here. The gravel crunches under weary boots. A sky of gray, no goal to chase. The wind hums low through the cedar roots, each step carved deep in time's embrace. Every thorn along the trail tells a story, the veil. And I feel it now, the waiting grace, the hand that guides me place to place. Every mile of the hard road home becomes a hymn. I'm not alone. Through dust and shadow, storm and stone, every mile of the hard road home. The fields stretch wide, but my soul's confined. The river whispers, come rest. But I press on, though the path's unkind, with faith song echoing in my chest. Each stumble, each fall, a prayer answered after all. The dark nights taught me how to see becomes a hymn. I'm not alone. Through dust and shadow, storm and stone, every mile of the hard road home. The dirt road stretches beneath the sky, a place where sorrow and hope collide. Grace walks barefoot, her steps so light, beside the broken through the night. Grace walks barefoot, tender and true, turning pain into purpose, making all things new. With a whisper of mercy, she mends what's torn. Grace walks barefoot where hearts are warm. In the shadow of the willow tree, a man lays down his misery. She kneels beside him, her voice like rain, softly healing his silent pain. She doesn't speak loud, but her touch is strong. Quiet him in a world gone wrong. Grace walks barefoot, tender and true, turning pain into purpose, making all things new. With a whisper of mercy, she mends what's torn. Grace walks barefoot where hearts are warm. Through the valleys, through the storm, she carries love in its purest form. Every scar she sees, she calls by name, redeeming ashes, lighting flames. Grace walks barefoot, tender and true, turning pain into purpose, making all things new. With a whisper of mercy, she mends what's torn. Grace walks barefoot where hearts are warm. Hands that work the soil, calloused and worn, pulled weeds at sunrise, held grain at the morn. Now they lift to the heavens, trembling still, grateful for blessings unseen but real. Oh, the hands that till the land, now they praise His mighty plan. heartfelt prayers for the harvest whispered to him. The sun bore down, the seasons turned. Faith grew deeper with every lesson learned. And when the fields lay barren and dry, they never stopped reaching for the sky. Oh, the hands that tilled the land, now they praise His mighty plan. Through the drought, through the rain, through joy and toil, the hands that work the soil now lift in gratitude. Each seed a promise, each furrow a prayer, every burden they carried, He was always there. The harvest of grace, it blooms in the soul. For the hands that work the soil, He makes them whole. In the quiet of the valley, where the wildflowers grow, morning dew on the grasses like a heaven-sent glow. The creek hums a hymn, soft and low, and the wind carries whispers only the faithful know. Oh, in the quiet of the valley, faith rises strong and steady. Fear may echo loud and hollow, but His voice calls and I follow. In the quiet of the valley, He leads me home. The mountains cast shadows, but the light still shines through the breaks in the trees where His love aligns. I hear the call of a sparrow, a melody divine, and in my heart I know I'm held in His design. No thunder roars, no trumpets blast, just peace that holds and always lasts. So in the quiet of the valley, faith rises strong and steady. Fear may echo loud and hollow, but His voice calls and I follow. In the quiet of the valley, He leads me home. Like mercy, never turning dry. The hills bow down and the clouds drift by. I lift my hands, I lift my eyes, and grace pours down like rain from the sky. sleeps low behind the pine. The shadows stretch like a long lost time. A cracked heart mended line by line. Oh, grace is quiet, but it speaks loud. Through the silence, through the doubt, tears become rivers of praise, washing the hurt, lighting the way. What life once tore, love repairs, flowing mercy beyond compare. Tears become rivers, rivers of praise. A weathered Bible, pages worn thin, each verse a stitch pulling me in. The weight of sorrow turns to Him, and though the valley feels so wide, hope walks steady by my side. When the night is long and the heart feels sore, healing comes like a whisper at the door. Tears become rivers of praise, washing the hurt, lighting the way. What life once tore, love repairs, flowing mercy beyond compare. Tears become rivers, rivers of praise. The hands that bled, the cross He bore, they mend the soul, they heal the core. From broken pieces, a new song's born, a melody for every storm. Fields are dry, the river low. The sun beats down where green won't grow. A plow stands rusted, dreams undone. Another battle lost, another rising sun. But hope rides in on the wind, a whisper soft where grace begins. When life's weight bends the weary soul, hope rides in and makes it whole. Burns through the night, her prayers like stars, so faint, so bright. The silence lingers long still, but face the seed, and time will till. Even in the dark, a light will gleam, a promise held though unseen. Hope rides in on the wind, a whisper soft where grace begins. When life's weight bends the weary soul, hope rides in. Through the valley of shadow he leads, lifting burdens, planting seeds. What was broken he'll renew. The storm may roar, but skies turn blue. Hope rides in on the wind, a whisper soft where grace begins. When life's weight bends the weary soul, hope rides in and makes it whole. The soil was dry, the air was still, a barren field upon the hill. No rain had kissed this ground in years, just thorny weeds and bitter tears. But mercy came like morning dew, and where it touched, wildflowers grew. Where forgiveness blooms, the heart finds peace, a gentle hush, a sweet release. The past laid down, the pain made small, where love redeems, it heals us all. The sky once gray now shines with gold, a warmth that mends the cracks of old. Each petal whispers, let it go, a grace that only heaven sold. Through broken earth the beauty grew, forgiveness turned the barren new. Oh, the heart learns slow, but it learns true when it feels the love that carries through. Where forgiveness blooms, the heart finds peace, a gentle hush, a sweet release. soil and plant the seed. Let grace supply the love you need. For every wound a flower springs, the fields of peace where angels sing. The gravel crunches beneath my feet, a winding trail of pain and defeat. Dust kicks up, the air feels dry. I've walked so long, I can't see the sky. But in the distance, I hear it clear, a voice that whispers, I'm always near. Mercy on the dirt road, guiding me through, where the weary traveler finds something true. Every step I take, though the shadows fall, your love lifts me. Your name I call. The fence posts lean like tired men, fields of regret stretch beyond my ken. A crow cries out from a twisted tree, but I feel like reaching out for me. A broken soul, a mended song. I've been wandering, but I'm not gone. Mercy on the dirt road, guiding me through, where the weary traveler finds something true. Every step I take, though the shadows fall, your love lifts me. Your name I call. Mercy on the dirt road, guiding me through, where the weary traveler finds something true. Every step I take, though the shadows fall, your love lifts me. Your name I call. the shadows fall, I hear the whisper of a holy call. The meadow bows, the river hums a tune, and grace pours down like the light of the moon. Hands lifted high to the heavens above, faith sings louder than the storm. It rolls above through the trials, through the tears that dry. We find our strength beneath the wide sky. The cedar bends, but it doesn't break, like a heart renewed for heaven's sake. Each morning comes with mercy in its glow, and peace that only the faithful know. Hands lifted high to the heavens above, faith sings louder than the storm. It rolls above through the trials, through the tears that dry. We find our strength beneath the wide sky. Even when the thunder rolls, when the winds howl through my soul, I find my refuge, my shelter, my guide in the arms of love, beneath the wide sky. We find our strength beneath the wide sky. When the morning light breaks, soft and pure, over trials long endured, of that I'm sure. The fields awaken, dew glistens bright, hope stretches wide in the newborn light. Every shadow fades, every fear takes flight, and grace comes like the first breath after night. Oh, when the morning light breaks, He carries me through the valley low, to the hills I see. Grace falls like rain, a love unshaken. In the morning light, I am awakened. The road's been hard, the days were steep. I've sown in sorrow and I've wept deep, but mercy rose where the song in the morning light. I'm not alone through the darkest storm, through the fiercest